think it's 400 Starlinks that fit in a Starship. But one of the problems there is that once you put it up, I don't know if it's as easy to change the orbit for 400 satellites as it is for 60. I'm pretty sure it would take maybe a year or half a year or something to orbit them correctly with that quantity, because they're being put into the wrong orbit. When you have a smaller rocket, you can launch those more precisely the orbit you want, because they all have slightly different orbits.
True, but it's not to say that they don't have to completely fill the Starship either. Starship costs less to launch than a Falcon 9, so they could still launch 60 at a time because it still costs less to use a Starship than it does a Falcon 9.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. Plus, maybe waiting a year isn't such a bad thing. Well, thank you for the super sticker from Marcus Langmesser, 3 Australia shillings. And also from Sean Mahoney, $5. And from Marcus Langmesser for 1.99 Australia shillings. And from, hold on, Mandy Q, $5. Thank you for all that you do. Well, you're welcome. It's a lot of fun. But the people who actually have to do the work, it's pretty expensive, and it takes them a lot of time out of their life. So thank you to Lab very much. He goes through a lot with this. And from Albert Bridge, thank you very much, $5. Dreaming of Stars from Wyoming, go Starship. Thank you. And then Rob Cox, 7.99 Australian dollars. Thank you very much. And $50.03 from Space Eccentric. Tomorrow's lunch is on the lawyer wife's. Snuck into her purse. Comes to your mark for either In-N-Out or Whataburger. Lab, you deserve it after all you've gone through. And then Stumpy 001 with $10. I talked to Elon about 5 minutes ago. He said we are launching this time. Hold on, folks. Let me refresh if you want to say anything you see there.
I like Eloise Bailey says Austria pays in shillings, Australia pays in dollars. Be nice to Austrians. So, I guess we keep on saying Australian shillings, and it's Austria, not Australia. So.
Oh my! My laptop here has such a small font, but that's a poor excuse. I apologize.
Well, just to all Austrians and Australians. So. So we got some more farm venting. If we're going with, what did it say, 5? Did it say 5:30? It's when they're expecting? That's what they said. So it should be about 40 minutes from now, give or take, until we have hot. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any frost forming yet, but this definitely some kind of propellant loading activity going on there. $20 from Thomas Sereb Cezam. Found your channel recently. It's sweet. And then they're talking about syncing a DC.com. Yeah, well, I'll try to pass that on. Let me see if I can tab this. All right. And then from Bill, $4.99. Thank you. Does the Raptor's STI Spark Touch Ignition use hydrogen? I don't know anything about the Spark ignition, but from what I would understand, it would be based upon what you can build on Mars. But for test articles, they probably use whatever kind of gets them to testing faster. I don't think they would tend to want to put too much. They'd have to change in the future on it, though. So if they can come up with some way to start it without a hydrogen, that makes a lot of sense. And since it's inside the actual engine, I bet you it's the final version they're attempting to make. Do you have any more thoughts on that?
No, it's, like you said, anything they're doing, they want to make it work on Mars, right? Whatever they're launching. So, like for a while, right now, they're using helium to press the header tanks, kind of as a cheat, but they can't use helium on Mars. So everything they do, they're trying to make it work how they can produce it on Mars. So that's why they're not wanting to use hypergolics. That's why they're not wanting to use nitrogen. So even if they're using it now as a crutch, for sure the end design will be without that. So
yeah, because even using methane, there's slightly more efficient fuels that they could use for that, but they're using methane just because they'll be able to produce it on Mars. So
right.
Yeah, and the problem with hydrogen is it's very hard to contain. It's such a small molecule, right, that it leaks through everything.
There's
almost everything.
Challenges there too.
Thank you to J.R. Moose for $5. SN10 equals Grace Flander. That's a good suggestion for a name. And Marcus Langmesser, Austria Shilling, ATS 2. And then John Perry, does the no-fly zone cover the whole airspace of Boca Chica? And that's just a regular question.
Oh, it's actually, I think they have. No, I'm pretty sure on it. You could look up the TFRs and everything. It's not the whole area. I mean, it's mostly all of Boca Chica, and then it extends out into the Gulf of Mexico a couple miles. But you can look that up on the FAA website. They actually have the maps and the TFRs that show the area that it.
Yeah, you can see precisely where it's laid out.
Yeah.
Show all the borders.
And actually, that's on the. I think that's on the link on the. On the NOTAM. So, like on the NerdleCam that has the FAA notices to airmen, you can click that and you can see the actual map of where exactly is restricted for them.
Thank you to Peter Lee for 5 Australia shillings. Oop, I did it again. Austria shillings. I apologize.
There we go.
And Alexis Borges for 7 Chile pesos. Thank you very much, Alexis. And Skate-Mate 95 with $1. Thank you. And Brady with $20. Thank you very much, Mr. Hicking. I really appreciate it. I'm not getting it, but this is for lab, and it allows us to all participate in watching what's going on there, and it's a lot of fun. You can join the Discord and talk about what you see in chat there, and look at all the resources that we put. Just curious people like us trying to figure out what SpaceX is doing. It's a lot of fun to do that, and the links should be in YouTube. And then thank you to Cristobal Munoz Espinoza with, I think I'm reading 2,500 Chile pesos. Thank you. Greetings from Chile. And East LA, the unknown Mexican, $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is exciting. There's a lot of things that are very inspirational about what could happen exploring solar system and beyond eventually. Let me see if I can get to some questions here. All right, so okay. If 1 or 2 of the 3 Raptors fail to stop after the flip and landing approach and SN10 takes off again, will it be pre-programmed to head for the sea before the C4 blows it up? Wow, we don't know all those things. And that was posted by Mr. In Space.
I think the answer to that is that it wouldn't get that far. I think once, if in fact the engines they weren't able to throttle all the way down.
You're good, Connor. Keep going.
I agree. I agree. It said if it's going, or the flight termination system is going to obliterate it, way before that. So, but clearly, if it's headed towards the pad, if it's headed right at the pad, they're going to let it continue just to get as much data as they can. If it's going off course, then yeah, they'll blow it up way before then. So,
and you ask how many iterations of Starship till they test re-entry?
I'm guessing somewhere around 20. I think we've got at least 6 or 7 more Starship variants until we get a super heavy underneath it, and we can actually do an orbital flight.
Wow, because I guess you're right. We have 10, 11, maybe 15, maybe 16, 17. Then we have BN1, BN2. Well, that's 7 right there. Hey, so Alex asked, when is SN10 supposed to return officially? Well, within at least 20 minutes after launch. Oh, so how long is the launch profile? What was it for SN8 and SN9?
Like 8 minutes, I think. It goes up for like 5.5 or 6 minutes, and then it takes 2 minutes to come back down, 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, let me refresh, find out who's. Oh wow, we have a lot of donations. Thank you so much. We have. Hold on while I put them in order.
I've jumped in. Hello, how are you guys doing again?
Hi, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
We had so many people questioning and donating. We decided to come in and tell them that tank farm's going and all this. Start getting some questions answered.
I leave for 2 minutes and everything starts up again.
I know. You can't leave us alone for 2 minutes.
I know. It's like a kid in a candy store. Pretty soon their hands are sticky. Oh wow.
Well, I know it's just a lot going on with the tank farm. Propellant loading, I think, and well, let me just get through some of these people who donated. Johan, 5 Chile pesos. Thank you very much. 4.49 Austria shillings. And this guy says Dogecoin to Mars for Doge. I wonder about that because of the 9 to 12 minute, somebody can correct me, delay in speed of light and transmission of data between Earth and Mars means that you'd have to change the timing of that. They'd probably have a different one there. That's a technical thing, but yeah, it's an interesting concept there. And Peter Taraba, $3. Thank you very much. And Panis, 5 Britain pounds. Thank you very much. And $5 from Melody Christiana. Thank you very much. My friend is watching you on the sly at work. Please tell Daniel hi. Oh, it's exciting, Daniel.
Get back to work. Daniel,
I don't blame you as long as you don't get hurt or anything. But yep, it's exciting for sure. And 10 Austria shillings from Mark Langmesser. You are the best. Oh my. Well, you are too. Thank you so much. And from Flair, $5 from my daughter Ellison is watching live. Big fan. Oh, great to hear it. We have 3 Brazilian reals from Antonio Carlos Moledo. Thank you very much for watching. And 5 Britain pounds from Phil Snow. Thank you so much. Working, Kelsey Smith, $25. Thank you so much. Working from home means I can donate several of my overpriced cafeteria lunches. Wow. Well, Lab benefited from that. And it's a great way to look out the window of the world and see maybe we can go out further. So what do you see on the screen there, Thomas? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't look up to see he left. Connor,
I'm here.
or Kaliko.
I'm sorry. My audio went out for a second, or maybe your audio. I was just like, "What is that? Me or you?"
Are you sorry?
What was the question again?
Oh, just what's going on?
Oh, so we have plenty of farm venting going on here. We're looking at the static fire later than I was anticipating. They said about 2 hours after 2:20. Not static fire, the hop attempt. So I think that's when they're starting up, is about that time instead of what we're seeing now. So we're looking at, good 5 o'clock ish at this point. Oh, a bit later.
That's 10 minutes.
Yeah, we might see. Well, I would say like for the tri-vent or the engine chill is what you're probably seeing about 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's getting close. I mean, I'm expecting to see a frost line and some other things appearing. I can see condensate already on the vehicle itself. So there's the LOX tank between that and the methane tank. You can see some frost building up. Not frost, but condensate.
I have a note here. It says Austria uses euros, not shillings. I'm sorry, I was just using the information on my screen. I apologize. Welcome to La Padre Gold, to Susan Sharkey. Thank you very much. And also welcome to La Padre Gold, Richard Hamilton. And thank you to Mr. Backstage Clown, upgraded your membership to La Padre Live. Thank you very much. And wow, 200 Argentinian pesos from Salar. Greetings from Argentina. Well, thank you very much. And 1,000 Russian rubles. Thank you very much. It looks like well, I used to know how to read that, but I can't anymore. Can you read that?
Grouge. I don't think I can here. It's still a bit of it's the we're looking at the first one here. No, I don't think I can read that. Sorry.
1,000 rubles. I mean, I used to know how to read that and pronounce it when I was visiting there for a month, but I forgot. It was so many decades ago. And $20 from Thomas Brown for thank you very much for the donation. Lab appreciates it very much, and he does so much to make this work. All right. While I sort up for the next question, you want to talk about anything, or should I just go straight to a question?
Well, let's see the questions. Yeah. So probably let's start with Nico 2100 here. Asks, Elon mentioned a Starbase city. Is there an official such place, and where is it? Have you guys heard of this yet?
It is right where you're looking at. So he wants to take the, basically Boca Chica Village, which and the areas around it, which are basically kind of unincorporated areas now, and create a city out of them and call it Starbase, Texas. There are numerous reasons to do that. I think a lot of it has to do with the kind of having more control of the land around there and what they can do with it. It should help, with not having to do evacuations as much in different areas, but as well as just making it a massive complex for all things, space and SpaceX. So,
yeah, this city is. Well, the city is supposed to be bigger than Boca Chica and incorporates a lot more properties that SpaceX owns, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this all works out. But there is, the entire Boca Chica village is owned by SpaceX, except for maybe about 4 homes. There are a lot of other properties around that they do not own as well, but they're unoccupied land. They don't own homes there. It's just a parcel that people are paying taxes on, and that's about it.
Thank you for the question from David Shelton. How much does a ring in Starship weigh?
It's like 6 feet high and 9 meters in diameter, but I don't remember the actual weight. So we're looking at, let's see here. I think there's a simple calculation somewhere per ring per Starship, but I don't remember offhand. Do you, Jeff?
No, I don't think I've ever heard that. We've never had that asked for what does a single ring actually weigh.
It's a good question, but I don't know the answer to that one at the moment.
We might look it up and get back to you on that. So, thank you to Uncle Vampy. Welcome to La Padre Light. And thank you for the $1 from Flyover Country. And then Lynn Pye says, just a donation, $4.99. Thank you very much. And 10 pounds from Mark D. Thank you very much. And Klaus Wagner, thank you for the 5 Austria shillings. And let me pull this up here and see what the next one is. Mello says, thank you for the donation of $5. And asks, could the Super Heavy booster lift the space shuttle to orbit? This is kind of like a what if. Then the shuttle will use its own boosters to get the rest of the way. This is kind of, where can you take your imagination and where to understand how this works?
Could you strap a space shuttle onto the top of Super Heavy and get it into space? Yes. You would ditch the space shuttle's external fuel tank. So, basically the Super Heavy would become its external fuel tank. And you could probably ditch the solid rocket boosters.
Why not just use Falcon 9s for that instead?
Well, right. I mean,
Four of them would
we're
work.
talking, yeah. Yes, odd question, but yes, you could strap a space shuttle to the top of a super heavy and put it into orbit.
The question is, for that question, but why?
Why?
There's no real use of doing such a thing. You could, but you don't really want to in all practicality.
What's the thing from Jurassic Park? You know, they spent all the time asking if they could, not asking if they should. So
Yes,
yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you from Robert Paulson, $20. Mr. Veritas loves Happening Center. Thank you very much. Thank you guys from Dork Made Gaming. Thank you guys for holding the lookout for so long. Let's hope the launch and landing will be successful today. Well, thank you very much. 10 Austria shillings again. Let's see if we have. I'm seeing all this fog on the cameras. Is that what we expect during propellant loading, or what do you think?
Yeah, that's the fuel farm fully activating. We have everything chilled. This is full on mode. We do see all the LOX tank is basically covered in condensate at this moment. So we're looking at a fully prepared fuel farm and Starship, and I think they've already started propellant loading some time ago. We won't see the propellant itself until you see a white frosty ring at the bottom. That's the indicator of that they have LOX. So we should go up to just a little bit above that first ring. There's a little thin line where it's a weld line, and it's just above that is where the prop loading will end. Then we will also see some venting from the nose cone area, as well as probably near the flaps. At the very top, there's going to be some venting going on there. Then we will also see some engine chill. The part with the flaps area is really hard to spot, as well as the LOX header tank at the very tip. You have to be looking just for those events to see them, and they can be very brief. They could be a mere moment, and it just looks like some pixels moved, and that's about it.
Just want to do some housekeeping messages here. Asks, is there a special link for members only cam? Well, there is one that looks on the other side of the shipyard. That doesn't show a huge amount down in the launching area, but it's fun to follow what's happening as they build the starships. And then also he's asking, they missed the flight last time on SN9s. It cut out of the view. No, that one, I don't think it pointed that way, did it, Thomas? Or it might be able to, but not.
So who's this question from?
Oops, I clicked clear. Let me see.
I'm trying to
there's no name on that one.
Okay.
It's Mr. RP.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can find that too now.
Number 1604 in red.
Okay.
While you're getting that, I'm also going to look at this one. It says from Alex, does SpaceX have a live stream on this? Yeah, this time they're trying to do a live stream. It's not ready now, but that's something you can do right when they do the countdown. And I think they have Mr. Innsbrucker this time. But for now, they don't have their live stream on. We just checked.
Okay, so RP.
Yeah, they started like 5 minutes before.
Yeah, that was a lot sooner. We usually see like a 10-minute countdown. So to answer RP's question, there is a special link for members only cameras. You will find that in the community tab as a live or elite member, or also the Patreon as well. I believe it's $3 access and above on Patreon. We'll get you that as well. So that is under the community tab or on Patreon itself. So that's where you can find the link for the Raptor Roost cam. Currently, there is the Launchpad cam. It is in the Raptor Roost area where we're looking right now. But the Raptor Roost is a different camera with a different look and feel. I believe is looking at high bay right now.
Great. George Fodor donates 4.99 British pounds. And he asks you, Thomas, who's ready to go to Mars?
I'm ready to go to Mars. What about you, Jeff and Olmo?
I would love to die on Mars, just not on impact.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. I mean, there are some scenarios which I would love to go. I want to know more. Like, I'm willing to do a lot of pioneer stuff, but I just want to know, how pioneering is it going to be? Is it going to be living like sardines, or is there going to be this? I'm excited. I think I might do it. It's just, leave it at that.
So I did a numbers game at one point. And it's like 33 was the optimal number. Maybe it's 32. Was like the number that we were guessing at, like how many people would fit comfortably going to Mars and have enough food, supplies, medicine, everything, as well as not being sardines. Like, you don't want that. And 32 or 33 was the number that was the magic number that we found, just based off of good rough guesses. And that usually gets you to a better point than just a well thought out number that might work but might not. It's just like the jelly bean counter.
Oh my! The answer to the question of the life. Well, actually, the answer to the universe and everything, is that what was in the Adams books?
42.
Yes, $4.20 donated by Ben Harris. Let's light this candle.
Nice.
And I believe that was for Thomas, but I'm sorry, I got
fine. So we have some more donations to go through. George Folder donated €5. He did say who's ready to go to Mars, and we did agree. Most of us are. So that's the fun part here. Most of us are ready, but let's see. A bunch of these are already there. I'm not sure why. Oh, there we go. All right, so Mello donated.
We got the Danks. Danks joining us.
Oh, welcome, Danks.
Hey, everyone.
Hello, Danks.
By the way, let me just answer one of the previous questions, and then you can introduce yourself, Danks, and take it from there. We got an answer from one of our people. Howard told us about 1.65 metric tons for one ring of the Starship. That's 6 feet.
Oh, looks like lost audio for
We
Olmo.
lost him.
Yeah, so sorry about that. But we do actually have the LOX line is forming right now.
Oh yeah,
There we go. Just started.
A little bit of the weld line for the LOX dome.
All right. What are the questions we got, Thomas?
All right, so we've got some donations. We'll burn through those real quick, but every little bit counts here. So Gundidity says, this isn't boring. You're just impatient. It's boring. No, this is not boring. we're getting there pretty fast.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I hate to interrupt, but just as you started doing donations, we got engine chill starting.
Nice.
Yep.
This is the
we're
best
about
time.
T-minus probably 12 or 13 minutes at this point.
Yeah, they're getting pretty fast. So that's kind of why I'm expecting to go through these donations real quick. So €3 from Marcus Lengser. We have €5 from Reinhard Weiss. We have Lee Dixon donated €5. Says, how much did the rocket cost? My best guess that what this is costing is if you take all the Starships, all the Raptors, and then you divide it by about 6 billion. And that's going to be the kind of answer for what you're looking at. So we're looking at about, 10 Starships total so far? Is that right? So we're about $600 million is about what it's costing at the moment, but that's including all the facilities and everything else. So it's a huge amount of R&D. But when you look at it, compare it to the 1,000 Starships Elon wants, it's going to be a lot less. So you're looking at about maybe $6 million a Starship for the engines, and maybe about $2 million for the picture of the. Sorry, we've got a few just minutes here left. Okay. Next donation was Ryan Humphrey. Why are the fins lumpy like they have air bubbles in them? Quick answer on that, guys.
It's because of how they're welded. You know, they're made to be cheap. They're made to work, kind of as a proof of concept and test article. So it's just how they're welded and how thin the steel is that actually covers the the main structure of them.
It's like 2 to 1.25 millimeters. It's really thin stuff.
Real thin.
Yeah, the flaps don't have to take anywhere near the sort of loads that the main tank sections do, so they've just got to just disrupt the airflow without holding any real weight. So they can make those pretty thin.
All right, so G. Struts says, thanks for your hard work, guys. Cheers from France. So hello to Jason in France. We have Mohammed Al Missouri. Thank you for your €5. Also, we have I am Bobby, donated $5. Will this get me a seat on the ISS?
I think it's
Zero
going to take more than
points.
$5. Sorry.
Yeah, I think you'll need more than that. $5. Oh, just disappeared. Sorry. We have the $5.20 again from Brian Mosik. There's a different meaning to the number, yes, but I like to think of Elon's number as being life, meaning the universe and everything is known. Thank you, WizKid, for this $5 donation, and says 2021 Year of the Ray. I wonder what that means. Maybe it has a name on Starship that could be Ray. Who knows?
I got nothing.
All right, so pulling out one of the more recent questions here. Here's a good one from Michael Skywalker. He says, if the density of the hardest aluminum is 1/3 that of steel, why don't they use the material in the fins?
So why don't they use aluminum on the fins?
Basically, yeah.
Heat. Probably for heat and everything else. Aluminum on re-entry would basically disintegrate. As we saw before on Falcon 9 grid fins, when they were made out of aluminum and they just burned apart on re-entry. So steel can take the heat of re-entry a whole lot better than aluminum can. Even when it's thinner, it still has a higher melting point, higher strength at higher temperatures.
Okay, Ben Fourier asks, just an interesting observation from Douglas Adams 42 is the easy 42 answer is for ASCII for the period symbol, it looks like. Or maybe it's the something else a little bit different, but it's universal. Oh, it's the asterisk. I see. That's what it is. So it's a universal wild card. Okay, interesting.
Gotcha.
All right, so Adam Emnoff asks, is the venting because of buildup of pressure? What happens during the venting process?
So there's really two kinds of venting we see. Two different types are mainly venting from ship and venting from the tank farm. From Starship, the majority of the venting we see is them releasing pressure from where either the liquid oxygen or the liquid methane, they slowly boil in the tanks because they're a little bit warm, and that just slowly turns to a gas that they've got to vent off to relieve pressure. The venting from the tank farm is mostly where they're using nitrogen to cool down the oxygen and the methane, and they release the nitrogen after it's been used to cool down the propellant.
Okay. We've got some more donations here.
SpaceX's stream is up now, or it's.
Yep, there it is. It just started 5 minutes and 21 seconds. Yeah, we're pursuing that. It's going to be. Let's see here.
5 minutes to launch now. T-minus 5.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right, so I'll wrap up with these last comments here. That Ray Thomas, so Friday Ray. So this Ray Thomas. Yes, Friday Ray. Okay. Matt Pace. So there's $5 on each of those. Matt Pace donated $10. Marcus Lingser donated €1.
T-minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Finishing up propellant loading, and we are now closing the fuel and LOX fill valves to the vehicle. Everything continues to look good on Starship 10. T-minus 1 minute and counting. Starship 10 continues to look good, ready for its test flight.
T-minus 30. Copy. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We have liftoff. Triage alerts, please. FC2, please prepare for section 35. OSC, FC1, LVN.
T plus 30 seconds, Starship 10 has liftoff. It's headed to 10 kilometers on its test flight from Boca Chica in Cameron County, Texas. Coming up on T plus 2 minutes, we're getting ready to transition from 3 engines to 2 engines firing on Starship. We'll be shutting 1 engine off. That's intentional. T plus 3 minutes and counting. Starship coming up on 8 kilometers altitude. We're getting ready to shut down the second engine. This is intentional. I'm clear. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Okay, now to switch over to the header tank for the one engine. Okay, I'm going to come back up when we hit 10 kilometers right about in 3 seconds. Coming up on T plus 4 minutes, we're at 10 kilometers. We've gone into the hover. We're still being powered by the single Raptor engine. T plus 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Starship has transitioned. It's flipped to the horizontal mode, beginning the descent back to the landing zone. Coming up on 5 minutes, 45 seconds. We're down below 2 kilometers. We're preparing to light 3 Raptor engines to begin the flip sequence. It'll culminate with landing on the landing pad in Boca Chica. Third time's a charm, as the saying goes. We've had a successful soft touchdown on the landing pad. That's capping a beautiful test flight of Starship 10. As a reminder, the key point of today's test flight was to gather the data on controlling the vehicle while re-entering, and we were successful in doing so. We had a nominal ascent. We had the maneuver to place Starship horizontal when we reached 10 kilometers, right on time. And then during the subsonic entry, it appears we had good control of the vehicle using the front and aft flaps. And as we approached the landing pad, we successfully lit the 3 Raptor engines to perform that flip maneuver. And then we shut down 2 of them and landed on the single engine as planned, a beautiful soft landing of Starship on the landing pad at Boca Chica. Also, a congratulations to the Starship team in Texas. They've steadily increased the test launch cadence over the course of the program and have delivered some of the most exciting test flights many of us have seen in a long time. The Texas team has several more suborbital test vehicles in build, with number 11 ready to roll out to the pad in the very near future. It's an inspiring time for the future of human spaceflight. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope you'll join us for the next test flight of Starship 11.